And now for an interview with Archbishop Williams girls basketball coach Jim Bancroft, whose team defeated Rockland 65-48 in the quarterfinals of the Division III South Sectional basketball tournament.
Coming into Rockland's gym as a lower seed and pulling out the win, what does this say about how good your team is and how far they can go?
Well, we came up against probably one of the tougher teams we're going to see defensively. The defense that they played confused us. We had a lot of trouble getting going. They rebounded very tough. It was a real good test for us. So we're prepared to grind the whole game out if we had to. But luckily, the second half we warmed down a little bit, got the transition game going, and pulled out a comfortable lead and held on to it. But that first half, we made some adjustments, and they threw a defense at us that we hadn't seen this year, and we worked our way through it. It took us a little bit longer than we wanted it to, but we figured it out in the end, and things worked out well for us.
How about the quality of your starting players? Val Driscoll was obviously a key to this defense, both rebounding and blocking shots. Capello was the leading scorer in the first half. Then Christine Duffy comes on in the second half, finally finds her stroke, and your team just runs away with it. What does that say for just how good a starting five you have? Well,
those three are what lead this team. But it was Jill LaFawn today that stepped up and scored 12 points off the bench, and played some tough defense on number 10, their point guard. And without that, it might have been a different story, because Duff had the two quick fouls in the first half. We switched up, we put Jill on her, and that was probably one of the biggest keys of the game, the way Jill LaFawn played today too. In addition to of course, Val, Duff, Casey, what we saw was what we usually get out of them every game. But it was that Jill was the key today. She stepped up for us.
And how is your experience as defending Division III state champions helping you through the tournament this time around?
With all the kids, most of the kids returning from last year's team, they understand the pressure by going through it last year, so they know what's ahead of them from one game to the next. And that to me, that's huge, because sometimes that can be the turning point in the game. If you come out slow because you're nervous and you're not ready to go, we've been coming out strong right off the bat. So I think it's a big help for us to have experienced that last year.
Great. Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay.